Yep, that's me. You may be wondering how this grandmother ended up chasing a Harley Davidson SL883N and an FXD Street Bob into the sunset on her little KTM Duke 390. Stick around, and I'll tell you on this episode of
Upside Down Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Upside, and welcome to my channel. I have two sinister confessions to make. Let's back up for the first one, and for the second one, you're going to have to wait until the end of the video. It's something that I don't think you would imagine me having to confess, so hang around for that one. So a couple of weeks ago, somebody invited me to go bowling. Bowling isn't really up my alley. See what I did there? I definitely don't despise it, but I certainly don't love it. It's right up there with curling and playing Uno. At least there's snacks. I categorize bowling kind of in the meh category of things to do. It is tolerable to me, and no one was pointing a gun to my head, although I did feel quite pressured, and I said yes, and I own that. That's on me. It could have been worse, though. They could have asked me to go golfing. That would have been a hard pass. Now, on the morning of the day the bowling event was supposed to take place, I got a text from Marley. Who is Marley, you might ask? Well, I'd be happy to tell you. Marley is a fairly new rider, but definitely more experienced than I am. And she's a partner to Tristan. And who's Tristan, you may ask? Well, Tristan is higher power number 3. And you need to watch the video Daisy's Drinking Problem if you want to understand that reference further.
Buying kind of dead bikes and fixing them, and then that's a lot of people just now get me more or less fix most of their stuff. So
Oh, that's so cool.
But yeah, and it started out like kind of what Marley was saying. I always wanted to have bikes, but my family was kind of against them. One of my family members passed away, being a bit of an idiot on a bike. So it was kind of shunned. And then when I got the first one running again, everyone was a little okay with it. And they're like, all right, just be careful doing it. So.
And he's the nephew to Catherine, a wonderful author whom I've had the privilege of publishing some of her work. It always starts with a text, doesn't it?
Hey Heather, it's Marley. We're going to go for a ride tonight after dinner. Probably leave our house around 5:45 if you want to join.
Without a second thought, I responded, yes, I want to. What is your address? Note the excitement, exemplified by the triple exclamation marks. Then I remembered I was supposed to go bowling. At this point, I would rather scoop my eyes out with a melon baller than go bowling. I mean, those who know me know that I like to go barefoot. I don't even like to wear my own shoes, let alone pay somebody money to wear somebody's used shoes. Ew. They say everyone has a price, and apparently mine is a 2018 KTM Duke 390 called Daisy. Part of me feels deplorable for canceling. I haven't done something so rotten since I was in grade 9. It was definitely wrong and kind of out of character. Sorry, Dad. I know you raised me better. I would like to think that I am generally a person of my word. I didn't lie exactly. I simply said that I wouldn't be bowling tonight, and I suggested we could reschedule. Spoiler alert, we didn't, and I doubt we ever will. Why am I choosing to bare my soul to the peoples of the interwebs? They say the truth will set you free. I'll let you know at the end of this video. Was what I did wrong? 150%. Do I feel guilty? Yeah, I do. Do I even have shame? Absolutely. Do I regret my decision? Yes. It was a glorious ride. It was the perfect evening, and it was the golden hour. You couldn't ask for anything better. I was so excited that I was invited to play with the big kids that Daisy and I showed up early. You guys are so much more loud with my single cylinder. Sounds like a fly.
It's funny, I was just saying, you're like when we were both off and you were pulling around, like she's so quiet.
I know.
This time, Marley's gonna lead and we'll get you in the middle, and a couple times I'm gonna pull up on you a little closer.
Okay.
So we can get some cool shots of you with that guy.
Oh, thank you.
All right?
I will send you whatever footage I get too. My beautiful lesson in all of this is not to blow off people to do the plans that you want. That was awful and disrespectful, and I know I'm kind of making light of it, but honestly, it wasn't a good thing to do, and I won't be doing it again. I should have just been firm in the first place and said a solid no and pushed back to the insistence. I took the coward's way out. No, my lesson in all of this has to do with projection. This is my real and deep confession that you probably didn't see coming. It hurts to know that we are our own worst enemies. Honestly, my initial reaction when I received Marley's text was, why would they want to have me ride with them? I'm old enough to be their mother. I don't ride the type of bikes they do. I'm not as experienced as they are, and I might be intruding on their time. I mean, look at me. I'm a grandma, and my favorite pastime is knitting socks. I mean, for real. I love to knit socks. Aren't these cute, by the way? Just saying. Yeah. I mean, if you took a look at me, would you say that's a woman who I could see enjoying an evening of bowling? Or would you say that's a woman I expect who is learning how to ride a motorcycle? Here's the thing. When you walk through a door into a new life, first thing to greet you is fear and self-doubt. Nod and keep walking. Marley and Tristan weren't keeping me from riding with them. They invited me. I am my own gatekeeper to the experiences and people I would like in my life. Something happened recently that really hit this concept home to me. I have 2 step-grandkids, and tragically, they lost their 31-year-old uncle suddenly. Their mom, my daughter-in-law, and the kids and I drove to the funeral home to view the body, except the oldest child, I'll call him H, a 14-year-old boy, chose not to go in, not wanting that vision to be his last memory of his uncle. I offered to drive them in their car, and H and I hung out in the car for the hour or so while the rest of the family went into the funeral home. I hope his mom isn't watching this because she is discouraging his interest in motorcycles. But he and I had a great conversation. He knew so much about KTMs and Husqvarnas and gear and the rules of the road. I showed him snippets of my videos, and we talked about the value of safety courses and the serious risks involved in riding. We completed some New York Times puzzles together as well. Then, when I turned the crew home, he wanted to go back to school. So H and I transferred into my car, which is really, really low. He commented on it. I apologized. He said, "No, I really like low cars." My daughter always complained about my car, so I thought it a bit unusual. Then, when we were close to his high school, he said, "Don't take offense, but you drive differently." I steel myself for what I think is coming. Basically, I follow all traffic rules, consider myself a relatively safe and defensive driver. I don't speed or drive aggressively. My kids and grandkids sometimes get annoyed with my laid-back attitude. I have one granddaughter who likes to call me cringy on almost a daily basis. I am expecting H to say that I'm slow or granny-like. I project my insecurities onto him. What he says next floors me. You drive differently than most people your age. I mean, you ride a motorcycle and you own a low car. I don't know anyone else in your age bracket who does those things, and I think it's really cool. Clearly, he needs a larger circle of people in his life if I'm the only one. But that aside, why do I assume other people are judging me? The answer to that probably lies in my former primary relationships. When you feel microjudged, minute by minute, day after day, decade after decade, that outside voice becomes your own inside voice. But you know what? The why doesn't really matter at all. No, it doesn't. It's really so what? Because at the end of the day, I'm the one with the responsibility and the power for my own inside voice. So my beautiful lesson in all of this is don't project your negative self-view onto others. More than likely, the only thing keeping you from playing small when you could be playing with the big kids is your own self-image. They are probably not the gatekeepers. No matter how old we get, we all have insecurities. Do you have any strategies to share when you start feeling less than? Feel free to comment below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. But more importantly, remember that life is beautiful even when it's upside down.